in 3, 2, 1, like this. There you are. Today is about building a city together, and we will start with buildings, and we will start with 2D buildings, which is just a warm-up to get familiar with the shapes and how you can combine them to create something that you can actually use on a board. As Lucie told us, you can just click S on your keyboard and select a rectangle from this little menu here on the left, right? And once you have that, you can just draw a square. And I will just start with a square, how a building should look, really childlike. Okay, something like this looks like the front of a building. And next step is I will color it. So for that, you have this little thing at the top. This is coloring the whole shape. And the left one is giving it a colored frame or border. I will start with the inside of the building. And let's say we will take something that's bluish. Okay, or maybe grayish. Like this, and let's add some windows to it. It doesn't matter how they look. I will add some windows here again, just clicking the S on your keyboard, and you can add 1 window, 2 windows, 3 windows. Once you have created something, you don't need to start from scratch again. What you could do is, please tell me, Lucie, what is on a Mac, but for me it's just holding the Alt key on Windows and drag and drop what I built to the right.
Option, yeah.
Okay, it's Option and just dragging what you already have. So I don't have to design every single window from 0. Okay, now I have 3 windows. And because I'm lazy, I just select them all. Or you can select one and change the color, or select the second one. Or you can also just select multiple of these objects. And I will give it a color that kind of looks like a window. Let's choose this. It's a little bit lighter. Okay. And what else does a house need? Let's say we want an entrance at the bottom. I will just take one of the shapes I already have, or I will start a new one if I like. It's always the same. Just draw a little shape here and make it a little bit bigger, something like this. I really have performance anxiety, so doing things live, just please forgive me if it's not my best work, but I hope yours will be better. And giving it a little bit different color, something like this, or maybe something like this. Okay, you can see my shapes have all frames around them. If you don't like that, you can remove the frames, or you remove the borders with the second circle that's here in the little toolbar, clicking on it, and then you can make it thicker if you like, or thinner, or you can remove it completely if you say no color, or you can choose a different color. And as Lucie told before, if we work with shades for the shapes, we can create like 3-dimensional small effect that look like a shadow or something like this. So I don't like the black, so I take something that's more grayish, so it will look something like this. Okay, and ignore what I'm doing. So I'm just duplicating these. And you tell me, Lucie, how good I am on time. And you can create whatever you like. You don't have to create something that looks like mine. But while we are here, let's also add some elements. I would look at what Lucie had before, right? So we can have some maybe balconies or something that look window fronts. I can add one of these. And because my building is not tall enough for this, I will add 2 storages, like, you know which president I'm talking about. Makes it buildings bigger than they actually are. So here we are, and again duplicating it here, and as you could see on Lucie's blueprint, also having a little element at the top like this, which in her case was blue, and I will just choose the same and remove the border and make it thinner. And I've created my very first building already. I need to zoom out because I'm just hoping you're following along, but I don't trust you. Therefore, I will just zoom out and see if we already have a few.
We got some buildings, Said.
Oh, okay.
We do already.
This looks great. Okay, even more than one. Somebody discovered the triangle.
Yeah, they did.
Awesome. You can listen to my lovely voice while you are creating, and I will share some other things, right? So let's do it that way.
Yes,
having a little
do
bit
it that way.
Of a creation podcast. So I can see you. It's not that hard. It's just shape on shape. One thing that's important is you always build from the back to the front. We work in layers. The first thing you created will be in the back. If you create something that's bigger afterwards, it will cover whatever you created first. So be aware of the order of things. So that's why we start with the wall first and then add the windows. Of course, you can change these layers later on, right? But it's easier if you just from the beginning start with whatever is in the background and work your way towards your face, if you think three-dimensional. That's one thing. The other thing is, once you've created something, you can also group them. So, okay, this is a building, I like that one, I don't want it to move around, and when I copy and paste it or something like this, you can just select with your mouse everything you want to group. And then you have a little button at the top that says Group Objects. Haha, spoiler alert, it does exactly what it promises, it groups this object. On Windows, it's Control-G. On the Mac, Lucie will tell me. But however, you can always use the button.
Absolutely, yeah.
Command-G. And once you've done that, you then have a stable building you can move around. The other thing is they're also aligned to other objects on the board. So if you can see, once you get close enough to, in my case, to the green, it will snap in. So it's exactly on the line which I like. And I can duplicate them if I like to. Like this. Anything else, Lucie, I could show while I'm at it?
And I guess my tip would be, so on the side of each of the exercise areas, we do have like these kind of reference images, which we in no way instructed you to use because it wasn't ready yet. But you can look at reference images on Pinterest, for example, or a Google search for things like simple geometric building illustration. Geometric's kind of like the key word. And I think one of the easiest ways to learn how to switch your mind into this mode of creating using these basic shapes is to look at how other people do it. So that's exactly what I did. Even though I'm a designer, I thought, I don't really design using only shapes. So, let's have a look at some inspirational images. And I think that it's, some of the best ways to teach yourself a skill is to almost, copy without attributing your name to the work, but take somebody else's work and just go, how did they make that? And recreate it yourself so that you start learning the tricks.
Copying other people's work without feeling guilt is called being inspired by them. So just legal term.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, full disclosure, do whatever you like. I'm just saying. But I can see a lot of buildings already created.